All right, 7.2. Now this one we're graphing again, but it's not necessarily in slope-intercept form. So we could either move it into slope-intercept form, we could put it in general form, or if we really wanted to, we could also put it in point-slope form, but I don't think we'll be doing that. So number one, before we start, we have to get it to be to where we can graph it, to where we know how to graph it. So this first one here, I'll say, well, what if I multiplied everything by -1? That would make my y on the right side positive, and then I'd have y equals, so it'd be a slope-intercept form. So if I multiply through by -1, I'm going to have 4 plus 2x equals y. And I could kind of flip that over and say, well, y equals 2x plus 4, right? And that's an easy line to graph. My intercept is 4, and my slope is 2. So up 2 over 1, I can't do that, but I can go down 2, left 1. And there's my line. Now for the green one, I'll pull him over here. I would like to get a y equals because I think that's the easiest. What if I subtract my x to the other side, right? If I get rid of this guy here, then I'm going to have a y equals. So I'll have -4 minus 2/3 x equals y. And I can kind of teeter-totter and I can say, well, y equals -2/3 x minus 4. And that's an easy thing to graph. My intercept is at -4, and I'm going to go, well, I need to go down 2 and right 3, right, because it's a negative slope, but I can go up 2 and left 3 also. And there's my intercept. So my intercept is right here. It is at the point -3, -2. All right. This is how all the problems on this page is going to work. It's the same. You have a little bit of algebra to do at the beginning, and then you graph them just like before. All right, number 2. So let's look at our orange one here. I'd really like to get a y equals. What would happen if I divided everything by -2? Right? There's a -2 right there. I could just divide everything by it. So let's say I have -8 over -2 plus x over -2 equals y. That's the same thing as 4 minus 1/2 x equals y. Or I could rearrange that and say, well, y equals -1/2 x plus 4, right? So my intercept is at +4. My slope is down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Or I could go up 1 and left 2. All right. The green one, I'm just going to copy down here for just a second. -8 equals 2y minus 7x. I would really like to get my y equals. So I'm going to add 7x to the other side. I'm going to have, well, -8 plus 7x equals 2y. And I'm going to divide everything by 2. So divide everything by 2. So I'm going to have -4 plus 7/2 x equals y. Or I could rewrite that as y equals 7/2 x minus 4. So my intercept is at -4. I go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and write 2. That's a beautiful line, I know. And there's my intercept. That is at the point 2, 3. There we are. All right, number 3. Again, I would really like to get these in slope-intercept form. The orange one here, everything is on the left. But if I were to add this y over, I would have a y equals. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to, yeah, I'll do that. -2x minus 4 equals y, right? And then I could kind of switch that around and say, well, y equals -2x minus 4. So that's an easy thing to graph. It starts at -4. I'm going to go down 2. I can't go down 2, but I can go up 2 and left 1. Right? And it has a negative slope. All right, now for the green one. How do we want to do that? Here, let me just copy them down for starters. I'd really like to get a y equals, so I'm going to start off by adding 6 to both sides. So 10x plus 6 equals 2y. I'll divide everything by 2, and I get 5x plus 3 equals y. And I can rearrange that to say, well, y equals 5x plus 3. So my intercept is at 3. My slope is at 5, so I need to go up 5. Well, I can't go up 5, but I can go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. There's my intercept, or not my intercept, my spot where they cross. It's at -1, -2. -1, -2. Alrighty. Number 4. We'll start off with this top one. I look here and I really want my y equals. I would really, really like that. Let's add the 1 to the other side to start off. So I'm going to have 1/4 y equals -7/4 x plus 1, right? It was a -1, now it's a +1. That 1/4 y, I can't have that. I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So I'm going to have y equals -7x plus 4. Yep, there we are. So my intercept is at 4, and my slope is -7. So down 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and right 1. And I'm not going to be able to get another point on there, so that's my line. My green one. I just copied that down. Well, we really could do intercepts here. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Let's graph this using general form. Right, general form, we find our x-intercept and our y-intercept. So for the x-intercept, we plug in 0 for y. So this y goes to 0, and we get, how do I want to write that? We get -4 equals -x. Well, that's the same thing as 4 equals x. So my x-intercept is 4. My y-intercept, I plug in a 0 for x, and I get, well, -4 equals y. So -4. So the x-intercept is at +4 right there. The y-intercept is at -4 right there. We draw a line through them. Well, where do they touch? They touch right there. They touch the point 1, -3. All right. That green equation was a nice one to graph in general form. You don't really have to. You could have added it over and made it into standard form, or into slope-intercept form, excuse me. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to remind you guys that that's a thing, that you're able to do it that way. Number 5. Well, the top one's going to be easy because I just subtract 3. So I'm going to have, well, -7/2 x minus 3 is y. And I'm going to start trying to leave them like that. I'm not going to do the extra step where I rewrite them as a y equals, right? We can see that our slope and our y-intercept are there. Our green, well, I'll go ahead and graph this one. Our intercept is at -3. My slope is at -7/2. So I really want to go down 7, but I can't do that. So I'll go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and left 2. The green equation, I rewrite that as y equals 4. Y equals 4 is a horizontal line, so I'm going to put a dot on the y equals 4, and I'm going to draw a line through it. So the spot where they cross is right there. That is the point -2, 4. There we are. All right, number 6. Well, the first one looks pretty easy. We've already got our y by itself. Let's just multiply by -1. We get x plus 4 equals y. That's pretty easy. My intercept is at 4. My slope is positive 1, so I want to go up 1 over 1, but I'm really going to have to go down 1, left 1 on some. So down 1, left 1. All right. Now for my green one. Ooh, how do we want to do that? I'm just going to rewrite it here for a second. 3 equals negative 2x minus 3y. So my first thought is, well, that's already in standard form, or general form, whatever you want to call it. We could do it that way. But whenever I look at my x-intercept, it's going to give me a fraction, and I don't really want to deal with a fraction. So I think we're going to solve this for y equals. So I'll start off by adding 2x to the other side. So we're going to have 2x plus 3 is negative 3y. I'll divide everything by negative 3, and I get, well, negative 2/3 x minus 1 equals y. Now that one's easy to graph. My intercept is at negative 1. My slope is negative 2 over 3, so down 2 and right 3. But I'm going to also have to go up 2 and left 3. There's where they cross. It is at the point negative 3, 1. There we are. All right, number 7. Oh my. The orange one, let's divide everything by negative 6. So I'm going to have y equals 8 over 6y minus 1. And that'll reduce there to y equals 4/3. Ooh, oh my goodness. That's supposed to be an x there. There we go. My intercept is at negative 1. My slope is 4/3, so up 4 and right 3. Or down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 3. All right, that's that. The green one, I want to get my y by itself. Let's subtract 3y from both sides. So I get a negative 3y on the left equals 3 minus 4x. I'll divide by negative 3 now, and I get y equals negative 1 plus 4/3 x. So my intercept is at negative 1, and my slope is up 4 and over 3. Or down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 3. So I graph my line, and that looks a little suspicious. They lay right on top of each other. If we look at this equation here and this equation here, they're the same equation, they're just written a little bit different. So this one's going to be one of the special case scenarios. It's going to be either no solution or infinite solution. Remember that no solution happens whenever it's parallel. So this one's going to be infinite solution. Or I normally write the infinity sign and then solution. You could write infinite abbreviated. You could write the full out infinite. I don't really care how you write it. So this is one of those infinite solution cases. All right. And number 8. I'm going to start off by adding 5x to the other side because I want to get my y by itself. So I'm going to have negative 3y equals 5x minus 3. I divide by negative 3 and I get y equals negative 5/3 x plus 1. So my intercept is at 1, and I'm going to go down 5 and right 3. There we are. So here's my line. My green line, I still want to get my y equals, so I'm going to add my x to the other side. So I'll have negative 3y equals x plus 9. I'll divide by negative 3, and y equals negative 1/3 x minus 3. So my intercept is at negative 3, and I go down 1, right 3. So my intercept is at, or my solution is at 3, negative 4. All right, there we are.